Good morning, everyone. It's great to be back with you again, even if you're not here in the pews, but we are still gathered as a church family. I hope everyone had a great Christmas. I did. I got to visit with my grandchildren over an Echo for Christmas, and my son lives in town, so we had a big Christmas dinner. I don't know what it's like at your house, but at my house, everyone likes getting out the Christmas decorations and making the house look nice for Christmas and anticipating what Christmas Day is going to be like. But then when it's time to pack it all up, everybody disappears. I remember that when my children were growing up, no one was interested in packing it all back up. And then it becomes a big chore, and it makes me sad because everything seems so plain after Christmas. So I try to stretch the season out a little bit. My shirt I'm wearing today, I decided it's more winter than Christmas, so I can leave it out. But this one, even though I love it and it has cute little kittens on it, is just too Christmassy. So it goes in my red box. Oh, I have this KU wreath that I just love. I'm a big Rock Chalk Jayhawk fan, but it says Happy Holidays on it, and it looks very Christmassy, so in the box it goes for another year. Now, the Christmas towels, they're a little easier to pack away. This one's kind of cute. I've had it a long time, but it goes in the box too. My Christmas music, I keep in a separate box because I will confess I sometimes pull it out kind of early, like by Halloween, and start listening to it. So it has its own box on a shelf. And this one called Songs for Worship, I might pull that one out even before Halloween. But for now, I'll put it in my big box. Oh, and here comes the next big problem. Look at this tangle. And that's supposed to go back into this little box so I can use them again next year. But I'm not going to make y'all watch me try and do that. I'm going to just put that in my big box for today. And I'll pack it up at home. That leaves me with these candles. Now, when I went on a trip to North Carolina to visit my grown daughter, I came back and I had a little brown box, and these candles were in it, along with some booklets that said Advent activities. This one says Prince of Peace, family devotions and activities. And it had a card that says, I matter, which was nice and encouraging, because I was kind of sad from leaving my daughter. And it had some candy in it. And it said to light the candles along on Saturday nights along with the online video of candle lighters here in the church. You might remember we had a very large Advent wreath, and several families came in and did the candle lighting. Well, I couldn't find the brown box to put them in, and the candies had been eaten. And then I thought maybe I shouldn't pack it all away, because they are symbols of what meaning we should get from Christmas because we're Christians. You might remember in the fall, I talked about how we have a name as a church because we are a church family and we follow Christ. So the same way that Patrick is my last name now, and before I was married it was Hubbard, as a church family our name is Christian. And there's a certain way that Jesus wants us to live to show the world that we're Christians. Miss Sarah talked about Christmas symbols each week before Christmas and explained that a symbol is a reminder of something. And so she explained some of the meanings behind Christmas symbols. These candles are symbols, and we learn from the candlelighters and from Miss Pat's talks each week what each one stands for. The first week we talked about hope, and we were asked to donate items for the blessing box to try and give hope to people who were maybe having a hard time right now and needed a little bit of help. The second week was a symbol for peace. We all want more peace in our lives, but we can't just ask God to give us peace in the world. We have to be his hands and feet and try to promote peace by our behavior and our prayers, and we were asked to pray for one another, even people that we think we might not like. And the third week was joy, and how we might show joy because we are Christians. For me, it means remembering my blessings. We might not get everything we want in this life, but I try to look at the beauty in the world and see God at work. There's a line both in the Bible and in a song we sometimes sing at church. I can't sing, so I'm just going to say it. This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. The fourth week was joy. The fourth week was love. Christ told us that the two most important commandments were to love God with our heart and soul and mind and strength. And the second was to love one another the same way we would love ourselves. This isn't the romantic kind of love, but truly caring for each other and how we're doing. Lastly, the white candle is the symbol of Christ, God's gift to us on Christmas. He is the center of our faith and should be the center of our lives. He was God's gift to us at Christmas. Maybe your family's already packed their candles up. I'm going to leave mine out to help me remember those words of hope and peace and joy and love, and most importantly, Christ and how he wants us to live. If yours are already packed away, I came up with a couple of ideas that maybe you could use, or maybe you want something in your own room and the candles are something the whole family shares. So I made a little poster that maybe you could use if you have a bulletin board, or some families hang things they want to display on the refrigerator. For Jesus, I made the shape of a fish. This is a symbol that early Christians used because they weren't always treated well, and they didn't want necessarily everyone to know they were Christians, and so they could identify each other by each making half of this fish shape, maybe in the dirt. Long time ago, they didn't have nice concrete sidewalks to walk on, so there was a lot of dust and dirt. And one person could trace half of it in the sand, and the other person, if they were a Christian, would complete the fish by drawing the opposite shape. So I put Jesus in the center. Then for hope, I used candles, a picture that I found on an old Christmas card of some candles. Because a way of giving hope is to shine a light for others. There's an expression that there's a light at the end of the tunnel. Doesn't that sound hopeful? And we're told in the Bible to let our light as Christians shine so that others may have hope. So then for peace, I found a picture of a dove. Doves have been a symbol of peace for a long time. But you might be able to find something that symbolizes it more to you. Maybe you can find a Christmas card with the word peace on it, or maybe you can find a picture of two people, maybe a brother and a sister, just together, not fighting. That would be peace for parents. For joy, I used a smiley face. But you might have family pictures or picture from a magazine of somebody who's truly joyful. Maybe for a child it might be getting a special gift that they really, really, really wanted. And it's more than just being happy. Joy is something deep inside of us. And as you grow in your Christian faith, you'll get to understand that true joy comes from our belief in God and Jesus. Love was kind of easy. For me, I just drew a red heart. But Valentine's Day is coming, so maybe you have some craft supplies or heart stickers or something you could use. So that was one of the ideas I found. And then to help me remember what each picture means, I wrote the words hope and peace and joy and love. Another idea I had for if you don't have room to hang a poster is maybe you can make a bookmark of your own. Maybe you have a children's Bible or a book of Bible stories or even just a favorite book. Here again, now on this one I put Jesus at the top instead of in the middle because I'm going up and down, not around. For hope, I used a butterfly sticker. We talk at Easter time about things like butterflies in their cocoon or flowers that are still just a little bitty bud or a chicken that's in the egg. You can't see the chicken, but you know if everything goes right, you're going to get a butterfly or a beautiful flower or a little chick or a little duck. That gives us hope. In the winter, I hate the cold. I need that hope. For peace, I use the sticker of it may not be a dove, but I'm going to say it's a dove. For joy, I used the happy face again. And for love, I used the Valentine again. So hopefully these are some good ideas that maybe you can work on. And I bet together with your families, you'll have even better ideas of how you can remember those 4 words that Jesus wants us to remember: hope and peace and love and joy. So remember in the coming weeks that even though Christmas is packed away in boxes, to give hope to your families and others, to pray for peace and behave in a way that promotes peace. Forgive others around you. Show your joy in life. Remember to thank God when you pray for your blessings. Don't just ask him to make things better. Thank him for what he's already given. And show love and kindness to all, even those we think haven't treated us fairly, because we want God to forgive us, so we must forgive others. Let us end in a prayer. Dear Lord, thank you for the gift of Jesus and for teaching us how to live as you want us to, giving hope, living in peace, showing joy and thankfulness for your blessings, and loving those around us. Help us to remember these words in our daily life and throughout the year, even though we've packed Christmas away in boxes. Bless each one of us this week as we go through our busy lives.